Happiness, a word I find vulgar for a multitude of reasons. Not because I have any aversion to it, but I think it needs to be homogenized or contextualized with an, at times, brutal reality of existence. To seek happiness, and that alone, is bordering on immoral or unsustainable. Indeed, if there's a difference. I would liken it to sugar, now a staple of the developed diet. Nice maybe, even good for you in moderation, but destructive if not respected. Because of the times we live in, a brutal existence, made so by self-described happy people who can't come to terms with that reality, I have to officially state one is no more entitled to happiness than they are sugar. As a capitalist, I feel something of an inner conflict when I make that statement, as the free market is the single biggest culprit in deluding individuals they are entitled to it. But what is its opposite? Despair maybe. More importantly, the fact that this, given we are creatures of comfort, is as unsustainable as its nemesis, proves to me at least, both are on the final frontiers of the human experience. After centuries of capitalism, happiness finds itself the newest commodity on the block, and like its contemporary, the cosmetic industry, supposes something of an inner beauty of its practitioners. That is to say, a sexually unattractive individual, and they do exist, via the happiness method, still have a dog in the fight with their Chad and Stacey rivals. These are observations, not judgments. I do not, nor wish to remove my part in this algorithm. However, and there's always a however, the negative side effects of the happiness industry are more prevalent than its beauty counterpart because it has universal appeal. Where the externally vain industry has, at best, 50% market share, the internally has 100. Few industries in the world have that amount of population participation. The property market, to a lesser extent the car industry maybe. Suffice to say, an industry with such potential is going to be crawling with capitalists, actively or passively. And indeed, this is exactly what we see from Ponzi scheme pushers to power couples, all of whom are either or are going to make you happy. To be clear, I don't believe in the existence of happiness. Not so much an agnostic or atheist, more of an antichrist in this matter. I actively reject the concept. Although I do respect there are people who describe themselves as happy, I interpret them as at best naive, at worst misleading, as they usually have an interest in making such claims. Not that I hold them accountable for the consequences. That burden rests squarely on the shoulders of the convinced. I don't believe in immaculate conceptions, winged horses, the parting of waters, the one or happiness. I don't believe in revelation, that someday I am going to be happy. I view these things as mental feudalism. The goal of my life is not happiness, but survival. Even if that means, ironically, I have to be happy to survive. Life is a brutal experience. I am not ashamed to say it, but I wake up terrified every morning. My fear is not unfounded, for sooner or later life will overcome, as it is ultimately not on my side. The only tool I have to defend myself is acceptance. This is my religion. I propose capitalizing on acceptance, as if happiness is ever going to materialize on earth, it will do so as a byproduct of acceptance, not in spite of it.